My name echoed across the stadium. Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering. But the reserved family row stayed empty. Navy gowns blurred around me, phones flashing, parents crying. Yet, the seats where my mother and father should have been glared back cold and metallic under the Texas sun. I smiled for the diploma photo anyway, cheeks aching, pretending the sting wasn't carving something permanent inside my chest. 3 days later, while the cap still hung on my bedroom door, Mom's text appeared. Need $2,100 for your brother's gaming setup. He's been through so much. No congratulations, no question about the ceremony, just a number and a deadline. I stared at it until the screen dimmed, then transferred $1 with the note congrats to me. After that, I changed every password they ever knew. The silence that followed wasn't empty. It was the first breath I'd taken in years. Growing up in El Paso, our house smelled of cumin and hairspray. Mom forever curling my little brother Noah's hair for pageants while I sat quietly in the corner, finishing homework under the flicker of a single lamp. When I won the regional science fair at 12, Dad glanced at the ribbon and said, "That's nice, Mia. Did you see Noah's new trophy? Real gold." I folded the ribbon into my drawer and learned that achievement only counted if it sparkled for someone else. Mom kept a framed photo on the mantle. Noah at 6, crowned little Mr. Sunshine, gap-toothed smile glowing. I was in the original shot, standing beside him in a too big blazer. But in the printed version, my half was gone, trimmed away for better composition. It looked cleaner, she explained, not meeting my eyes. From then on, I stopped asking to be centered. I just made sure the frame never ran out of money. College wasn't a discussion. Noah got a gaming laptop and a promise of whatever you need. I got a used Dell from Craigslist and a part-time lab job that paid $11 an hour. Every month, I sent half my paycheck home. Mom called it helping with bills. Dad called it being responsible. I called it survival, because the alternative was watching the lights go out while Noah screamed about lag. I told myself love sounded like sacrifice. I told myself a degree would finally make them look up from his screen long enough to see me. It didn't do. 3 days after graduation, that $2,100 text wasn't the first demand, just the loudest. I opened my banking app and saw the pattern stretching back for years transfers, labeled Noah Gaming Chair, Noah Braces, Noah Trip to Land Tournament. My savings sat at $4,300, every cent scraped from night shifts and summer internships. I hovered over the send button, thumb trembling, then closed the app. Something inside me finally stood up, small and tired and done. I transferred $1, typed congrats to me, and hit send. Then I opened every account they had access to old joint savings. Emergency credit card, even the electricity auto pay, and removed myself with clicks so quiet they sounded like apologies I never owed. The new passwords were random strings of letters. I didn't write them down anywhere they could find them. The first call came at dawn. Dad's voice cracked through the speaker. The electricity got cut. What did you do? I sat on my balcony, coffee cooling beside me, sunrise bleeding pink across the skyline. I stopped paying, I said softly. Silence. Then Mom in the background, shrill, "You can't just abandon family." I watched steam curl from my mug and answered, "I didn't abandon anyone. I just stopped disappearing." They hung up. I expected yelling. Instead came the quiet of a house learning what darkness feels like. 2 days later, a knock shook my apartment door. Through the peephole, 2 officers, badges glinting under hallway fluorescents. My stomach dropped. "Miss Elena Ramirez," the taller one asked. "We got a welfare check call. Your parents said you've been acting erratic. Changed locks. Might hurt yourself." For a second, the world tilted. Then I opened the door, calm, steady. The apartment was spotless diploma framed on the wall. Coffee brewing, research papers neatly stacked. "Do I look like I need help?" I asked. The officer's mouth twitched, almost a smile. "Not even close." "Ma'am?" He took notes, asked gentle questions. I answered honestly, "Just set boundaries." He nodded. "Happens more than you think when someone finally stands up." As they left, the shorter officer paused. "Your mom's on the phone downstairs. Want us to tell her anything?" I shook my head. "She already knows." That night, I couldn't sleep. Rain started, soft at first, then heavy, drumming against the window like it was trying to wash something away. I opened my laptop and began gathering evidence screenshots, transfer confirmations, the welfare check report the officer emailed. Each file went into a folder labeled Proof. Not for revenge. For protection. Morning brought a new alert. Unauthorized login attempt, El Paso National Bank. Then another, someone using my old credentials to peek at balances. I froze the accounts, requested paper statements be mailed only to my address, and added two-factor authentication they'd never guess. The rain kept falling, turning the city silver. A week later, Noah's tournament rolled around, the one that $2,100 was meant for. I wasn't invited, but I didn't need to be. At 8:12 p.m., my phone buzzed. A livestream link from Noah's Twitch channel. I clicked. The setup was half finished, one monitor, dark RGB lights flickering like they were morning. Chat scrolled fast. Where's the new rig? Did sponsors bail? Noah's face filled the frame, eyes red. Technical difficulties, he muttered, voice cracking. Behind him, Mom hovered, whispering something off. The stream ended abruptly at 4,000 viewers. 30 minutes later, a text from Dad. This is your fault. He's humiliated. I didn't reply, I just saved the clip. Meanwhile, across town, my own quiet celebration was already planned. I'd booked a rooftop greenhouse downtown, string lights and succulents. 30 seats for the people who'd never asked me to shrink. My mentor, Dr. Patel, lab partners who stayed until dawn debugging code, cousins who drove 6 hours just to clap when my name was called. No reserved family row, just one long table under glass. City lights shimmering below like scattered stars. The night arrived soft and warm. I wore emerald green. The color Mom always said was too bold for me. Dr. Patel raised a glass first. To Alina, who built everything herself and still found room for the rest of us. Laughter rippled, genuine, unafraid. Someone played lo-fi beats. We ate tamales and tres leches under the open sky. At 9:47 p.m., my cousin Marisol refreshed Instagram and gasped. They're talking about it. Photos from the greenhouse were already circulating, me laughing. Degree in one hand, sparkler in the other, every seat filled. Someone tagged Noah's gaming page by accident. Comments flooded. Wait, that's the sister who paid for everything? She looks happy. Where's the family? Back in El Paso, the house sat dark. Dad had sold Noah's old rig on Marketplace to cover the electric bill. Mom stopped posting throwbacks. The framed little Mr. Sunshine photo gathered dust. One night, Noah showed up at my door unannounced, hoodie soaked from the rain. Can we talk? He asked, voice small. I let him in. He stood dripping on the mat, eyes on the floor. I didn't know it was all you, he whispered. I thought Mom had a secret job or something. I handed him a towel. It's okay, I said. You were a kid. They were supposed to be the adults. He cried then, quiet, shoulders shaking. I didn't hug him. I just let the rain keep falling outside. A month later, an envelope arrived. El Paso PD seal, welfare check report, closed. No concern. I pinned it beside my diploma. 2 pieces of paper, same wall. One proved I earned everything. The other proved I protected it. 6 months passed. The greenhouse photo became my phone background. I accepted a research position in Austin, packed my apartment into 12 boxers, and left El Paso at dawn. The highway stretched gold under the rising sun. My phone buzzed one last time, Mom. I let it ring. When voicemail chimed, I didn't play it. I didn't need to. Some doors closed without slamming. In Austin, my new balcony overlooks the river. At night, the city lights shimmer on water the way they did on that rooftop. On the wall hangs 3 things now: diploma, welfare check report, and a single dried succulent from the greenhouse table. Proof of effort, proof of boundaries, proof of peace. Sometimes silence isn't absence. It's the sound of finally being full. If you've ever paid a price no one acknowledged just to keep the lights on for people who never saw you, no, you're not alone. Share where you're watching from in the comments, and hit subscribe because some stories deserve to be told quietly, but never again in the dark.